Hey guys, so we've made it to our last video for this first week of the online virtual learning. I'm going to do the best I can here. I am told that as of yesterday, which was April 8th for me when I'm doing this video, that as of yesterday, the IT department was able to get the correct graphing calculator app out to the Chromebooks. Um, I don't have a Chromebook, so I have no idea what it looks like for you guys. What I'm told is where you can find it is if you go to the bottom of your Chromebook and pull up where you can find all your apps, it should be in there. The best advice I have for you what to look for is something that looks like this, TI-84 Plus. Um, and again, I don't know if it's actually going to look like the graphing calculators that we have in class or if it's going to be mapped out a little bit differently, but it should have all the same functions as graphing calculators in class. One other thing I'm going to post in Google Classroom for you is there's actually a website that you can download this graphing calculator emulator, and that's what I'm going to use for the video. So this is what I'll be using, and you can see that this looks very close to what we were using in class. It's just a different color, but pretty much all the buttons and functions are in the same place. So this unfortunately does not work on a Chromebook, but if you have a personal laptop or computer in the house that you have access to, then like I said, I'll put the link there that you can download this if that would be a little bit easier for you. So if you don't have either of those options to you, you don't have a graphing calculator, then don't fret because this assignment is extra credit for the third quarter. So you won't necessarily, it won't be hurting your grade if you're unable to do this. Please give me feedback. If you are able to find the app, send me a message and let me know how it looks, if you're able to navigate, if you're able to figure things out. Let me know if you can't find it. So hopefully we can try and get everybody on the same page moving forward. I'm also sort of curious what you're able to do with it because that, in part might determine where we go with instruction forward. So again, just keep me in the loop and let me know how things are going. So if we look back at our weekly outline here, our plan for the week, we're down in this last portion, graphing calculator options. So there's two links here. Excuse me. Both of those links are also posted in Google Classroom. The first one is the activity to actually get started. The second thing there is optional if you want to print a worksheet to record your answers. If you don't or you don't have access to a printer, that's fine. You don't need to do that. You might just want to have a piece of notebook paper handy and a pencil so that you can write some things down, or have a Google Doc open so that you can record your answers, because your answers will help you get to the next page of the activity. So the worksheet, just so you have an idea, the student worksheet looks like this. Again, it just has box 1. Here are the problems on that page. You would just be listing your answers here as you answer each question. So again, easily enough can be done on notebook paper if you don't have a printer or you don't want to waste time printing this out. So if we come back here, again, it says it is extra credit. If you finish the activity, when you are done, it brings you to a website that has a certificate of completion. So you would have to just save that and then submit that, attach it in Google Classroom on the post and submit that to me. And once you do that, then I'll put 5 extra credit points in your third quarter grade. This I'm extending, and as long as you get it to me on or before Sunday, April 19th, then you will get that extra credit. So I'm giving you a couple extra days if you want to work through that. So the actual activity brings you to a web page. So it says have your graphing calculator. So you would have to have your app up, or if you actually have a graphing calculator, you may want to use that. So you can see that this says number 1. Well, if we go back to that worksheet, there were 7 of these. When you get to 8, 8 is just the certificate of completion. So there's going to be 7 web pages of different activities to complete to get you to the next web page. So if we go through the first one, Says you are searching for 8 hidden internet boxes. Again, the 8th one is just your certificate of completion. So you've just found the first box. Clues to finding the remaining boxes depend upon your basic knowledge of your TI-84 Plus graphing calculator. Good luck. I want to point this out. Very important. At some point in these websites, they will start to ask you to change the modes. Remember when you get to the next one, this note is always there. Be sure the calculator is set to default mode as shown at the right. So you would hit the mode key, right? Hit your, I have to turn this on. Hit your mode key and make sure your settings are the same as this box here. Because as you are changing things, if you move to a different page and it's expecting these settings, you may not always get the same answer if you are in a different setting. Okay, so to change a setting, you can arrow down to wherever, go over, and to change it to that, you would hit enter. So now I'm in the wrong mode for what I want. It doesn't match over here. I'd want to arrow back to radian and hit enter, and now mine looks like this. So just make sure each time you come to the next web page, the next website, that you're resetting that. So let's go through the first one together. It says now answer the following 7 questions. Which numbered choice shows the keystrokes used to find the calculator's individual ID number? To be honest, I wasn't sure which one this was, so I just tried each one of these combinations to see which one gave me the ID number. So second plus 1. Let's see. Get out of here first, hit clear. So second plus 1. Okay, well that looks to me like that's probably an ID number, but I'm not entirely sure because it doesn't say ID number. So let me try the others. Option 2 is second plus 2. Second plus 2. Well, that's clearly not giving me an ID number. So I'm going to clear that. It's not number 2. Number 3 says second plus 5. Second plus 5. That's telling me to archive. That's not what I'm looking for. And option 4 is second plus 7. Okay, and that's how I reset things. So it looks like that first one was my ID number. So then I would go back. Move this over here. I would go to wherever I'm recording my answers. And number 1, the answer to number 1 was 1. And I would record that. Something here that I would like to point out, this, when you see this figure, very easy to get confused with that. They are talking about the arrows, the up and down arrows when you see that button, not the caret button, not the one that gives you exponents. So you'll see this a little later on and it'll be clearer then, but I didn't want you to get confused in the beginning. When you see that gray arrow, they're talking about the arrow pads. So most of these things, you're just going to go ahead and follow along their directions and see what your answers are and record all of your options. And then at the bottom, it's going to give you directions based off of your answers. So this one says, form a 7-digit number using your answers in order. Place this answer in the address below, following the capital letters GC, and type the address into your browser to find the next hidden box. So what they're saying, when they say the answers in order, they're saying in the order of the problems, not least to greatest. They would specify that. So they want the answer to number 1, the answer to number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then you can either retype this, or what I would do is highlight it, copy, paste it into, open up a new web page, paste it into the browser, and then just highlight that, delete it and enter your numbers, and then go to that new web page. If you have any trouble with this, please stop into my office hours or send me an email and I can help you get that taken care of. Be careful because they are not all just placing your numbers in order here. Once you move forward, these directions tell you to do some different things. Sometimes they tell you to do the sum of your answers or the product. Make sure that you know those math terms. If you don't, look them up. And again, if you're struggling too much on this portion down here, or you think you have it and it's not taking you to the correct place, reach out to me and I can tell you, we can narrow down if your answers are correct, and then I can help walk through this, or if your answers up here are wrong, I can tell you which ones are wrong. So I don't want you spending hours upon hours trying to figure this out. If you're getting stuck, check in with me and I can get you back on the right track pretty quickly. Okay, so once it gets you to that very last page where it's going to say number 8, that's going to be your certificate of completion, and you will save that. If you're not sure how to save that, you can go to the print icon that pops up here and you can save it as a PDF. In fact, let me see if I can do this. So up here, you should have a print icon and then you can choose save as PDF. Then you can save it, and then once you go into your Google Classroom to this post, you should be able to attach that PDF and submit it to me. Again, any portion of that, if you have questions or something's not working out, please just send me an email or stop into my office hours. Again, I don't want you spending lots and lots of times trying to figure out some things where I can quickly help redirect you. Okay, guys, I hope that you're having a good week and we'll get ready to see what's ahead for next week. Have a good one.